Now that all the conventions are opening back up, we're not going to have a YouTubers Ham Fest. Nah, that means we're going to be hamming harder this year. This is NJ7V, hamming harder.
NJ7V, this is KF7RYX. You are on the local repeater. This is not hamming harder.
Nah, that just means we're going to be hamming harder this year. W7NRS, NJ7V, hamming harder.
NJ7V, this is W7NRS. I'm standing right next to you. This is not hamming harder.
Announcing the 3rd annual YouTubers Hamfest 2022, Chasing the Gray Line. No, not chasing Greyhound buses. Yeah, we're chasing those elusive DX contacts. Hayden, why aren't you in my log yet? Please join us Friday, May 27th through Sunday, May 29th to take a look at some of your favorite radios, antennas, cables, and let's not forget about all of your favorite ham radio gadgets. Did somebody say solar panels? Along with interviews from Icom, Yaesu, ARRR, along with some great interviews from Icom, Yaesu, the ARRL, Morse Code Ninja, Ham Radio Solutions. And finally, we'll be highlighting some of the most interesting people and projects from our hobby. That's right, we found the Smokin' Ape's real name. It's... Don't forget to bring your favorite snack and drink to the Friday night happy hour. I have a whole pack of my stuff right here. Red Vines, Red Hots, Code Red, Red Bull, Big Red. Oh yeah, and Frank will bring the cigars. And don't worry, come and enjoy without paying a thing. We are as free as the open desert. So please come on by and join me, and all of us. We are chasing the gray line on Memorial Day weekend for the 3rd annual YouTubers Hamfest 2022. And there we are, everybody. Thank you for being here. Charlie here with Red Summit RF, and you are on the All Portable Discussion Zone. With us this evening are my 2 co-hosts. There's Dan right there. Unmute if you need to at some point. And then we got Brian right here.
Hello.
Glad that you guys are both with me. We are going to be doing something pretty fun today. We are going to watch some B-roll of the YouTubers Hamvention. So Dan is with us to ask questions because he is dying to know what happened. And Brian is here with me to talk about some of the great things that we participated in at the Hamvention.
Hey, Charlie. You didn't tell me Hamvention was going to be so hot. Why was it so hot?
Hey, you know, I've not been out to Ohio. I don't know what it's like there.
It was a little humid.
It was.
Nobody
humid.
told me it was going to be humid in Ohio.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. It was. Dan, why was it? Why didn't you tell us?
I don't know anything about Ohio. I'm from Michigan, so. But I would imagine they have the same kind of heat, humidity, and mosquitoes the size of small bombers that we had.
Yep.
We even had tornadoes.
I saw that wall cloud there. That was a pretty awesome photo. So I hope everybody was taking shelter at that point.
I'll have to bring up my my old page here so I can show you some of the photos because I got some of those on here too.
Yeah, show it. So what we're going to do today, guys, we're going to go through my B-roll and what I did for my interviews, interviews and also for all of my video footage for the most part, was I took footage of things that were related to the niche of my channel, which is portable ops and Morse code and Poda and Soda. So it'll be some of the stuff that you probably haven't seen on the other guys' interviews and the other guys' footage. So I know that Kyle went earlier today. You should check out his stuff. He's got some pretty good. And then Frank Tank Radio did something yesterday, and there are a few others out there. So, some good video of Hamvention. So with that, what do you guys have any questions before we roll on with this with the footage that I have?
I do.
Yeah.
So Hamvention as a whole, what was the best thing you saw vendor wise, or was it being able to go through all the used equipment, or what was the best part of it for you guys?
Vendor wise, you're talking.
Well, either vendors or was it a particular seminar you saw, or I mean, what if one thing was to draw you back in a year or two, what would it be?
Do you want to go first, Brian? I
Oh,
have
let's see.
two or three
I'm going
things
to
on my
list it. I'm going to drop it into different categories. So as far as presentations went, I did Contest University on Thursday, which was fantastic. Whole day, lots of good stuff. Got to meet a lot of really good people, but also listening to the stuff in person. Learned a bunch of stuff and confirmed a bunch of stuff being in the class. That was really exciting. The For the contest folks and going to the super suite at the Hope Hotel at night and talking to people was a good time. And then just really for me, it's the whole thing from Hamvention. This is my second trip. I went in 2013. That's the last time I went, and that was when it was still at the Har Arena. And I had a really good time there, just meeting people and talking to the people that I've either talked to on the radio or on the phone, vendor wise, and having conversations with them and that interaction and catching up and hearing voices. And you're like, oh wait, I know that voice. Let me go over and say hi to him. We Charlie and I are having lunch, and the guys from Amateur Logic TV happened to be sitting right behind us, and I heard one of their voices, recognized it, and went over and said hi. And they've used some of my photos from Soda activations on their show, so I thanked them for that, and we talked for a little bit and did a selfie. I got to catch up with Joe Eisenberg, and I met Martha and Gary, which was great. We've had them on the show, and it was really good to see them in person. And it was for me, it was a lot of it was about the interaction. Then my goal for this trip was to buy a new CW key. So here it is. It's a Bengali. Let's see. I got to hold it right for the camera. So it's a Bengali single lever sculpture, and it was nice to go over and touch and try all of the keys. So I went through and tried them all. So I knew what each one felt like. So when somebody asked me, "Hey, what's this Bengali like?" I can tell you how I felt about it, and I really enjoyed being able to do that. That was cool. It's just a good time. It's an experience. If you're really truly into this hobby, and it's your thing, try and find a way to go at least once. It's definitely worth the trip. And as long as my schedule allows for it, I'll be making multiple trips. So I guess that's all I got for now. I'm sure more will pop up later. Over to you, Charlie.
So for me, you mentioned a couple of things that I agree with that were really good. I would say the thing that brought me the most joy and I enjoyed the very most was, let me share my screen here. Share screen. Was this right here. The Hamvention frat house. These guys spending every evening with them. It was just all these captions below are actually just kind of inside jokes with the group. But we were all chuckling and cracking up and telling jokes and all that well into the evening, every evening, 2-3 o'clock in the morning, and it was just a good time. So that was top of my list as far as the most enjoyable thing. The next most enjoyable thing, well, actually tied for that was this, having Brian there with me.
I'm sorry. Yeah, Charlie, I forgot to mention that. I was about to you just took the words right out of my mouth. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there, but that was the most amusing part was having you to run around with.
Yes, it was really enjoyable.
Yes.
So again, it must be the social aspect is just the part that's just really cool. But in addition to that, I think the Bengali station, like Brian said, I won't reiterate that. It was great. And then also 4 days in May. I didn't get to all of 4 days in May, but I grabbed bits and pieces of it, and it was excellent. It was excellent. I got to meet a bunch of people that are my the people that I admire, like Asha Farhan and Hans Summers, and who else was there? There was just a bunch of people there. There was a K7 AGE was there, and Eric Guth for Z1UG. So, again, the people, but the presentations and the activities that the 4 days in May had were just really, really fun and interesting. And I think that's pretty much, those are pretty much my top ones. So there you go. I guess I haven't been following chat. You guys been following chat? Is there anything there?
A little bit, but one of the things that I really enjoyed out of all the social media things and hats off to all the YouTubers and stuff. You guys did a great job sharing what you were doing, while you were there and stuff. So I overloaded on all that. Charlie, I really enjoyed the part when you guys all got together for the soda get together. outside there, and you interviewed a bunch of folks.
Oh, I meant to
And,
mention that too. Yeah.
Yeah, and especially Gary and Martha, they're on my list as far as at some point getting to Dayton, and hopefully they'll be there and being able to meet them since they appear so often in my logbook.
Did you capture any questions there? Have you been following along, Dan, that we can pop up in the chat?
I need to break it out so I can read it better.
Sorry, guys. I'm gonna have to back up here and catch some of this to see if we can.
Yes.
Go ahead. If you see one, just pop it up there. So welcome to everybody. By the way, let me thank the Ham Radio Clubhouse. Thank you guys so much. It was nice having you on, nice being on your show prior to this, and thank you for sending people our way. I do really appreciate that. So I guess we're going to do a better job for following the chat from here, but let's go ahead and let's start rolling the stream. What do you think? The video?
Hey, Charlie, did you see Carlos's comment there?
No, what do you say?
I'm a bad influence.
Oh, holy. Yes. Okay, so I'll tell one story before we move on. Carlos is the funniest person I have ever met. And I didn't know it, but I think it was his goal to break me and to just have me cave and laugh until my guts hurt. And he did. We were just sitting in the kitchen, and all of a sudden he said something, and I could not stop laughing. And then, of course, his laugh is so contagious that I kept laughing and laughing and laughing. So yeah, I love you, Carlos. You're awesome. Yeah, Jed is a bad influence. Okay, so let's get going with this. Let's start the stream.
Good morning, everybody. Charlie here with Red Summit RF. Today is Wednesday, May 18th. And
so this is where I just did a little clip here to start the day. I'm like, I didn't know what I was expecting here. But it was a clip to get things going, I guess.
Hey, Charlie, I'm noticing something here, and I don't mean to cut in, but you mentioned something about flying to Indianapolis, and that kind of explains a lot of the navigational issues we were having in Ohio, because you do realize that Dayton is in Ohio, not Indiana, right? I just want to make sure we're clear on that.
Yes. So
is that where we started with problems?
Yes, it is. Brian noticed that I have a really hard time with my directional navigational things. I actually, here's the deal. I said I got to go back to the frat house, and I said I think it's this direction. It took us 10 minutes to get it typed into the phone. When we finally arrived at where Google said we were supposed to be, I'm like, this does not look right. This is not the place. I was looking over here. These houses do not look right. And then so we drove down the road, and then we're like, oh, I should have been looking this way. The house was right here. They were right in front of the frat house, but I was looking the wrong direction. This is just one of many reasons, many navigational errors I had.
So you didn't have your Garmin with you at the time, I take it.
Charlie was a tad overloaded and might even say overstimulated this trip. He was on overload. There was a lot of which camera am I talking to and which direction am I looking in, and yeah. Okay, Contest University, Charlie. Why don't you talk about that?
Oh, so here's Contest University. Yeah, we had a picture with like I mentioned before, and it's just first to start off with. There's a couple of slides. This was a first presentation, and what do we got now? What's that?
Oh, that's an interesting slide.
Yeah, it was. So Richard, not Richard, it's Richard, was talking about the etiquette and the how to operate, and I found this one very instructive. This presentation. What about you, Brian? It was like
I thought it was great. It was a heavy talk about the ethics in contesting, and like just because nobody knows you're cheating doesn't mean you shouldn't be aware of the fact that you're bending the rules. And that kind of goes with soda too, because there's there might be some people that are like, well, it's close enough, right? Well, close enough isn't good enough.
Yeah. So here's 4 days in May.
I found I streamed this live, but I just found this very interesting. It's a bunch of CW keys that this guy makes that are really cool. If I can get in here and show you. So
this guy's
$75
got
for
awesome
straight keys.
stuff.
Oops, sorry about that. Check that out.
No, not up top. No, here.
Bunch of straight keys, and then we've got some over here, some paddles.
I would imagine anything shiny with levers on it was immediately a stop point for you guys.
WB9 LPU.
WB9. Yeah. So he sold out of these. he made these from scratch. He's a machinist, and I'm telling you, these were really cool. And he actually entered a key that he had made that I posted in Twitter that was he entered into a contest that really was needed. It was a bug that would, no matter how you turned it, it would work. Yeah. So let's see what's next here.
Thought you'd like that. I still got to find a couple people to interview yet, so we'll see if we can track them down.
So this here
Yes, please.
is a homebrewed radio that these guys took 2 years to build, and it's a full blown radio with a CW decoder in it, and it's amazing. They actually wrote a book about it, and that's what they're doing right there. Is they're signing the book.
Is this the one that uses the Raspberry Pi for the CPU?
I don't think so.
No.
I don't think so.
Adam's here showing his tiny
Adam.
things.
That one doesn't work. That doesn't work.
Gary's to my right.
There's Martha straight ahead of me.
Karen, Adam.
40 meters.
40 also.
Yeah.
Those are transceivers.
No, you're not. You're really not.
And that's his paddle that he made.
And
He brought a whole box.
Oh wow.
I flexed these 90 degrees
Right.
a whole bunch of
I'll
times.
take
and
one.
They,
I mean,
they
I
hold
gotta
up
support
well.
you.
I'll take one too. Fair enough.
Yeah, Adam, you don't have any of those other antennas.
So that's Eric 4Z1UG from QSO Today. It was fun. There's Adam's in there laughing. There's Adam presenting at 4 Days in May about his transceiver. Hans Summers there. And this is the guy that one of the guys that created that homebrew. And again, I'm not sure what's up with that. It's like Dennis said, it's the SSTV. Okay, right now I'm outside the gates on day 1 of Hamvention. It's about 10 minutes before they open the gates.
You got to have some rain at Hamvention, otherwise it's not Dayton.
Yeah, entrance here. So this line was, if you saw Frank's video, he walked the whole line. It was so long. Brian was in bed right now.
Yeah, I saw the rain that morning and said, you know what, I'm going to show up at 10 because I paid for my ticket in advance, so I don't have to worry about this. Waiting for the parking lot to dry out a little bit. And that worked out well.
So I go over here to show you the scooters. Watch
Plus,
this.
somebody kept me out late that night, too, if I remember.
It's going to be crazy. Yeah.
Holy cow.
That line.
Here, right here.
That
half
is
the
the line.
That's half the line. Scooter rentals. Check it out.
All right, sir. Have a good day. Hey, thanks, I appreciate this. We'll get this back.
Hey. Yeah, look at that.
Wow, that's
will
a
they
lot
all
of
be cleared
scooters.
out of here?
Hope so.
And then some, huh? Cool.
The infamous scooter rentals.
This is the. Check this out. This is the when they open the gates. They're like, "Let him go!" Look who's in front. It's a race.
You know, I never see that same tent at any of the at the bottom of any summits that I go up.
You know, I managed not to get run over at all. I was kind of waiting for an ankle or something to get taken out.
I know. And I had flip flops. I was waiting for my.
Yeah, I was going to
to
say,
be taken off.
Charlie wore really good footwear for walking around.
I am at Hamvention 2022.
Oh, there's a question. How much was
Behind
the
me
scooter
here
rental?
is one of the buildings, actually several of the buildings
have
where
no
the
idea.
exhibitors are.
You'll have to
And
ask
of course,
Brian.
we've got the food courts here, where we have all kinds of yummy vendor food. And then right over here is, in this area here, is where the big flea market is.
That
So
structure right
my
there that
strategy
Charlie was
today
just
is-
showing is the only shade in the restaurant area. The only shade.
Really?
Yeah. Charlie, we lost you. There's no audio. But they're muted.
All right, can you see through that play right there? Can you see what Adam's saying?
Yep.
I
did.
sold about everything I brought and never once asked if anyone wanted to buy anything.
Yeah. So let me just tell this one real quick. He at 4 Days in May, and then everywhere else that I saw Adam, there was always at least 6 people surrounding him, and so it's just by word of mouth. They would all come up to him and hey, he's like, check. It was like, hey, you got one of those keys? I heard you have a key. Hey, it was like he was Dylan or something.
So he needed to be wearing a trench coat with extra pockets in it.
He was. But he brought a lot of stuff. I think he brought. How many keys did you bring, Adam? I think he brought like that's 50 or something, plus a whole bunch of other stuff, kits, his antenna kits and everything. He did good. So, all right, let's get going. I'm gonna go through and talk a little bit about, or not talk a little bit about. I'm gonna go ahead and video some of the vendors and look for some vendors that I'd like to interview, and maybe later this afternoon after it dies down a little bit, I'll go and see if I can interview some of them. Some of them I have in mind are maybe some of the people that produce Morse Code paddles, and if there's QRP radios, I'll try to check those out too. But what I'm looking for is anything that fits the niche of this channel. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to head over and get a connector for my radio, because I forgot to bring one with me. So the guys are monitoring 146.400, and I don't have an antenna for my radio right now to keep in touch with them. So I'm excited. Brian is outside the gate and will be in shortly, and probably hang out with him a little bit. But first things first, I'm going to head over to the flea market and get that connector and kind of get some footage of that for you guys. And then from there, I don't know, depends on who I run into, and we'll just kind of take it and roll with it as it comes. All right, so I found my first radio that's interesting. Got the Yaesu FT817 after my own heart. 675 combo with the radio and the tuner, huh? And the case and the mic. That's very good. Got the Arrow antenna for sale. 125. This was what they pay new. Not a good deal. 150 new, 125. I guess you could. 125. I know, right?
You didn't go for 25 bucks.
It was still there later on.
Ooh, some cans, gotta have those.
Right. Yeah, it was kind of a good deal, 350. Summits on the air, or parts on the air, I guess I should say.
Oh, plenty of bling.
So Bob, you'll see in just a second. I interviewed him a little later. Right there, sitting down.
That can happen, sir.
Oh, and 2 fishing poles, 2 crab bugs. Oh, and an extra bit of...
Yeah, those big 2-meter cans were kind of cool, weren't they, Kyle?
You want to lift it up a little higher? Yeah, no problem.
Well extended.
I don't think that's a complete 130.
Check this one out. It's like the old military, I guess, right? You strap it on your leg.
I don't know if that thing would go around my leg. Mine, I think you needed double the size.
So, mistake number 1 is got flip-flops and mud. Not a good match.
No traction.
And I brought my hiking shoes, my waterproof hiking shoes. They're back at the Airbnb. What's a guy to do? I ain't going back now. We are underway. It'll wash off.
Oh, look at all the nice vintage radios.
Walking the outer ring here. Right, Adam. Oh, check it out, Dennis. Yeah, I lost a flip floppy here. 40 bucks. There's some Vibroplexes here. It looks like they still work. Some of them. That's nice.
This is the Bowfin 150. Yeah, that came out at, I gotta see what the hell that. Here we go. A G90.
Yeah, that's what I was just telling him. That's for sale because I want the 6100 that they got from
Yeah. I just used the 6100. It was a loaner.
I haven't even seen one yet. I've just been reading about them.
Yeah,
I like the fact that finally put
all over the
battery
board,
in it,
Dennis,
it's
on the
already
price of
changed,
the
you
keys.
know,
And the battery is actually really good. It's not
Yeah.
some of the cheap ones. So the tuner's great. It's got the waterfall. I mean, it's just everything, right? Yeah. I wanted to try. I've tried that and I like it, but I wanted to actually try the G90. But
like I said, my 81-year-old eyeballs and that little. There's so much on that screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a
Brian,
pretty
yeah.
small screen, huh?
No bear trap.
What's nice about it is color.
Yeah.
It's all color. It's got the waterfall, the CW reader, built-in tuner. It's got everything under the sun.
Yeah, and it's 20 watts too, right?
20, yep.
Yeah, that's great. What do they run for now? They're like what, 600 or?
I don't think they're quite that much. I think close to 489,
yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, so that's not a bad deal. 350, right?
I just say I bought it here last time we were here.
Yeah.
MFJ was the only licensed dealer in the States.
Yeah, I really do
They
want to
brought
try a G90.
20 of them with them or whatever. They
Right.
were gone before I ever got up there to buy one.
Yeah.
So I ordered it and was there when I got home.
Yeah. Do you do portable radio then?
When I was living in South Carolina, I used to go up on the mountains and play all the time.
Oh,
I had
yeah.
this little.
Oh, do you use the Alex loop up there?
Yep.
Okay.
And I would just take my cooler, 6-pack of beer, and sit up there and play all day.
Fun. Well, all right. 10-tech 1340 Qrp transceiver. Got the tuner there. Check out this. We got little homebrew.
This was my favorite
paddles.
cable right here.
That's a pretty cool one there. Check that out.
Oh, look at that.
There's a little
Live wire.
small Wanderers QRP. So it looks like it has a 7.03 crystal in it. Oh, here's one inside of a tin. Another small Wanderers.
Pardon?
I'm just checking out your QRP transceivers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Small Wanderers is the brand. I've not heard of them.
Oh, they're not in business anymore. No, they were like one of the #1 QRP. I built all these.
Yeah.
Got built-in keyer.
Okay.
Pretty good receiver and like a couple watts.
Okay.
Couple watts.
Yeah.
But, look them up. They make Cadillac stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Some of the stuff you have. I've done Pixies before, obviously.
Okay. Well, yeah, these are like a Pixie on steroids. But they're actually this is a 15-meter high might small Wanderers transceiver. But it's Cadillac stuff. I mean, I pay more for the kits than what I'm asking for the things.
Yeah, for sure. There's a Kanga here, huh?
Yeah. That's an 80-meter one.
Yeah. Nice.
Did that back in the day too. Yeah.
Good work. I've heard of that one at least. And I've got it. Let's see what this one is.
Oh, this is just a little oscillator.
Okay.
And that's a crystal checker.
Oh, okay. Yeah, cool. And then there's a Pixie right there.
Yeah, a couple Pixie.
Yeah, but you're saying
here.
that the small Wanderers are better than the Pixies, then, huh?
Oh, I mean, you can't compare them. It's like CB and Ham.
Yeah.
I mean, real seriously.
Yeah.
They got Pixie, the receiver.
Yeah,
I've worked a few stations with them, but they're just more of a novelty item.
Yeah.
Those are real radios.
Yeah.
Good receiver and of course a crystal control. This one's 40, 20, and I might 15. But yeah, they're Cadillacs.
Yeah. And so you've done a lot of them then, huh?
Oh yeah.
Have you done portable radio a bunch?
Well, quite a bit. There's my Argonaut that. What I did, I got married here recently, and I downsized and moved. I've got everything in one arm motor now.
Yeah.
I got remarried.
Yeah.
After almost 60 years in the business, and so I'm just.
You're trying to kind of.
I'm liquidating, except for a small station.
Yeah, look at the Argonaut, man.
That's like a new one.
That's nice.
That's one of the latest models.
Yeah.
Here's
the battery.
With this a little bit, but all that.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah.
Good stuff, man. You got a bencher here, huh? Nice.
The bencher. Everybody wants a bencher, right?
Maybe not. You can see these.
Anyway, you can write to me and we can do this. We can sell it to you and ship it to you. We're from Maryland.
There's a cat.
And that one was 3. With the peak reading, it's 325. If I still have it after.
The mud.
Notice how I complained about the mud and the guy looked at me like, what, man?
Definitely one of the first cars I had.
I've got 2 more weeks to kind of halfway.
I think that definitely describes it, Adam. There were piles of piles. There's a find right there.
Oh, 857. How much is that? Oh, 650.
Dan, is your back hurting just
Nice,
looking
you
at
don't see
that?
those much anymore around.
It does. I'm probably gonna have to take some Tylenol after seeing that.
Pretty compact. Yep.
The Marauder, there it is right there. That's a Heathkit. It's a vintage radio. The transceiver and a amplifier right there. Pretty cool.
Does it come with the trailer?
Yeah, just having Coney for.
Yeah, that's definitely not
crystal out too.
Oh, not only that, it's. All right, guys. Looks like we got lunchtime now, and Brian's up there a little bit. He went ahead, but we've got a lot of people waiting in line and on the picnic tables eating away.
Yeah, the reason why I went ahead is because I got tired of having to wait for Charlie to catch up with his flat feet and those flip-flops.
And trying to figure out which direction to go.
Well, that too.
Anyway,
this is hilarious. Jody, Heathkit, it comes with the trailer for transport.
Looks like there's a steak burger over there. That sounds a little better than the sausage cart, but a lot of people.
Wherever there's food, you'll find.
All right,
ham.
guys, I'm gonna start heading into some of these buildings here and take a look at some of the vendors.
This is true.
That's up next.
Bourbon chicken for the win.
I think Brian went to the left here. Let's try that out first.
Yeah, bourbon chicken sandwich. That was the home run.
So hey, hold on just a minute. So, right. Let's see if I can get there. Off
Some of these buildings
Can
here.
you show them the super
Yeah.
luxurious booth?
Yes. I was going to show this super luxurious.
It's amazing.
So the YouTubers booth, the YouTubers Hamfest, the YouTubers I guess group. We had a booth at Hamvention, and it was right here next to W5KWBs. You can see these tables right in front. So on the right, just around the corner there, in the primo spot of the whole Hamvention, not really, is where we were supposed to go. We had a table but no chairs. Somebody must have stole the chairs, and so Brian and I were there, and then I asked somebody. I said, "Hey, we don't have any chairs at our booth. Somebody must have taken them." I was asking some staff member, and she's like, "Oh, let me call them in." She called and said, "Okay, somebody's going to come and bring you a couple chairs." So Brian and we returned like 30 minutes later, maybe an hour later, to find our chairs and table to sit down on. And not only were there no chairs, but there was no table either.
Yeah. Everything was gone.
Yeah. So, but we did use it once. So when we were eating, right?
That was a bad neighborhood over there. Things kept getting stolen.
It was
chairs, tables.
Yeah. Yep. It was a rough end of the convention. So in we go, and this is where Brian and his friends hang out up here, right around this corner where this lady in the blue's going. See all these flags right here.
The Ole Miss
right
crowd.
There's Brian right there.
Yeah, talking to the Ole Miss people. I was signing in. I think I introduced you to them at this point.
These are Brian's people. Yep.
You know, let's talk to him.
Before I go over there.
Hey. Sure.
Charlie, this is my friend Charlie.
Hey. Ole Miss, that's right. Let me sign in here.
What do you got going this Sunday?
Nothing. No concrete plans for this.
Uh-oh.
Here we go.
Trouble spot.
That's right. And it's stolen by the anti-YouTubers.
Well, I haven't seen a reply to him from him. And that was
There's Carlos' key.
Yeah, that's the one Carlos spot.
The one to the black, one to the right.
He's not completely shiny. He's half and half.
Nice.
Oh my word.
There's the straight keys over here. The sculpture's right over there. Let's get over here and see if we can get a better look at the straight keys. There we
Yeah,
go.
Plasma. If you're not even if you are a CW lover, it would. Yeah, if you were there, can you imagine the owners? I know you say that in jest, Joe, but yes, me and Brian were sitting back to each other.
Yeah, we were sending inappropriate. We were sending messages to each other. I think Charlie told me I suck at one point. I don't remember.
I'm sure. Come on, Kyle. You knew I was left-handed. Same IM, still, yeah, still IMDb, yeah. So many to choose from. This is the place to be. Okay, this is the one I like right here. Check this.
That's the adventure.
Richie, thank you so much.
That looks
I appreciate
nice.
that. Appreciate it. Dennis is cool.
Ryan says that he likes, what one, this one here?
Yeah, the single lever.
That's the one you bought, right? Why do you like that one?
The action on it.
Single lever?
Yeah, single lever. That's kind of what the direction I want to go in.
Yeah, and this one here is the one you have right now?
Yeah.
These are all really interesting paddles.
I don't think even a Bagale can make my CW sound good.
Even a Bagale couldn't make your sound good, huh?
It's an interesting one.
Oh, that's an interesting one.
All right, we got the 10 Tech here. Let's see what we got here. Oh, look at that mic. There's an Argonaut. We saw a used one earlier. Here's the Eagle. Amplifier. Woo. Look at those amplifiers. Let's see what else we got over here. Oh, Hobby PCB. We interviewed this guy.
Yes. I want to talk to you about upgrading my.
So this is Jim Veach. We interviewed him on our channel. I don't know, about 6 months ago or so. He's a cool guy. Hobby PCB, good company.
All right, we're at the Elecraft site now. We got the that's a KX2 right there.
Instructions usually tell you
With the mic.
Yeah, it was the
When I switched hands and started sending with my left hand, I couldn't send with my right because the keys reversed.
Here's a, what is this? An Elecraft PX3.
That's basically the band scope.
What?
That's the band scope.
Oh, okay.
That's the tiny thing,
Yeah.
so you have a band scope.
Yeah.
That's the amplifier.
Amplifier, band scope,
And this is the
KX3,
KX2.
and the KX2, which is.
And here's what it would look like in the band.
Let me see if I can send a CW. Oh, it is backwards.
Yeah, so you gotta send it with the other hand, and then it makes sense.
Where's the kickstand? There it is.
So this is the kickstand right there.
Where's the rails at? Oh, here we go, over there.
The KX3 is.
Oh, the KX3.
Here's the box right here.
KX2. You don't have those right now.
It's right here.
Oh, you have it?
Yeah.
You got it?
Fiberplex. Let's take a look here.
So I bought a paddle from these guys. Brian went full bore and got a Bagale. I got one of these Fiberplexes, a little one.
Charlie got a pretty cool little portable key.
It's okay.
cool.
I think it was overpriced, but I got it anyhow.
Brian, you're in my way.
Charlie, that's not my fault. How are you?
Hey, good. How you doing?
Good, thank you.
What you got here? Some keys?
Got a few of them here
Yeah. Yeah. What's your? Oh, this. Oh, I was looking for that. That's a.
found it.
Well, actually, that's not exactly what I was looking for. But there's a Gemini. It's called, right? It looks similar to this, but that's cool. This is your.
Let me just mention you real quick here. There's a key that's about half as wide as this, but it's kind of built similar, called a Gemini, that's made in Japan. I have been looking for that key for a long time, and this is similar, so that's what drew my interest to it.
This has got to be your portable paddle, right?
This is a portable one. The paddles are retractable. Slide in, lock down so you don't break them.
Yeah.
This has been the hot seller so far this morning.
Uh-huh.
We
we'll sell out of these.
Is there any kind of a base for it to keep it in place, or do you have to hold it?
You hold it, but
Brian,
a lot of people saying, like they put it in their vehicles and stuff, and they're using Velcro.
Okay.
The heavy-duty Velcro.
Right.
Or a magnet.
Yeah.
So, but you could very easily do Velcro and do a leg strap of Velcro on it as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Great for portable operations. Sodas,
Yep.
Large
It is.
piece of
I've
chrome.
been looking for this. I want to review it. So cool. But you're going to be sold out, you said, huh?
More than likely, they keep selling them where they have the store.
Yeah. This is mine right here.
Ventures, more ventures have been sold than any other iambic pattern.
Yeah, for sure.
I love my venture.
Do you?
Yeah.
They're nice tees.
I know.
You know, they've been around for a long time too. And
What's your high end?
the high end, which line?
That's here, right here. Which one costs the most? That one right there. The straight, the key, the straight key, the double.
It's actually a double.
Right here.
My place used to make a triple.
Oh, I see. So you got the straight, the straight key and this.
No, that's
It's not hooked up. So you got both on one. That's cool.
Now that's the most expensive straight key we got here because that uses a micrometer for adjustments on it.
Oh, yes.
And that's
550.
Yeah.
All right. Well, yeah. This is really interesting, and
it's got a nice feel to it too.
I've been wanting to review one of these. I do paddle reviews, but I do portable paddle reviews.
Yeah.
And boy, that's I'm gonna have to.
That'll
I
be
was
one
just
coming
over
up.
at
I got the Picos. I got a lot of N0SAs paddles.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. Yep. They're all great.
Yeah.
Or a lot of them are anyway. Not all of them, but a lot of them are. I was just at.
So right here we have the Icom Ic 705. It has RF direct sampling for most of the HF bands and IF sampling for frequencies above 25 megahertz.
As one guy says, it's got the It's good for a day social distancing at Hamvention because there's some serious BO here in some places.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I forgot about that, Charlie. And there was some serious BO in some places there.
There sure was. Occasionally, somebody would walk by you and you'd be like, "Where is the nearest exit?"
Run away! Run away!
What would Hamvention be without batteries?
What could be around this corner?
Oh, there he is.
Charlie!
Hey!
What is up? Take radio! Go visit my page.
No, mine.
Okay, we'll
Ours.
share it.
Yeah.
We'll share it. Don't do Jason's ham. What's that channel? Ham 2?
Ham 3.0?
3.0.
Yeah.
Why would you say 2? You want to be 1. Number 1, not 2.
Oh yeah, we got to stop here, don't we?
Yeah.
You want to talk about this here?
So this was a great time. We spent, I think, this is like right after we hooked up and we walked over. We were specifically looking for Kurt, and we spent, probably close to an hour and a half talking to him. And it was all CW and helping people, different pitching ideas around about how do people, break through and stumbling areas. I mean, it was an awesome conversation, and he is truly dedicated to helping people learn. Like he is a very cerebral individual, like really just an all around good guy. And that was one of the highlights of the weekend was spending time and getting a chat with him.
It was for me too. I of all the discussions, this is probably the one that I really, yeah, the banter and the having fun and stuff like that was great too. But as far as a serious discussion and really, just talking to somebody, this was it, man. He was so interesting to talk to, and he just wants nothing but to help the community to learn Morse code. His channel, Morse Code Ninja. It's got a channel of all the code helps or the practices, but then he also has a website. Just enormous amount of information, and we're actually interviewing him this coming weekend. He's going to be on with the YouTubers Hamfest. He's one of the people that's going to be on our channel. We're going to interview him on Sunday, so you shouldn't miss that, because we're going to talk more about ways in which we can get over the mental blocks of learning Morse code.
Yeah, and he's actively, like, this is not a static thing for him. It's constantly evolving. He has open to input, and he's always looking to make it better. I said that was a lot of what the discussion was about, just different input that we've had from people, because everybody knows we kind of preach the gospel of Morse code here quite a bit. So a lot of people come up and talk to us about it, and you hear about different people stumbling, including my own and Charlie's as well, because we're far from the masters at it. We're always learning. And he wants to hear about it, and he wants to hear from everybody, not just us. And he is not the Morse code ninja. We are all the Morse code ninjas. That's what he wants everybody to understand. Like, he calls the page, it's the Morse code ninja, but you're the ninja, not him.
Yeah, he specifically told us that, and he says he doesn't like it when people, well, he prefers it when people don't refer to him as the Morse code ninja, because he says he's not. We are. So, yeah. Good guy, man. I really enjoyed it. So Terminal Velocity says, I'm downloading the Morse Code Ninja files now, and I can load them on my phone and start listening while I drive. Yeah, Carlos, I hope you learn quickly and that you get on the air and really enjoy Morse code. It'll be fun for you.
Yeah, I said we were talking about that, and I was sharing with different people at Hamvention what I do, and I actually download the whole zip file because they're really big, and unzip it into like OneDrive or a cloud file, so I can pull down the files that I want into my phone and create a playlist, and then I'll start listening to them on the phone. And that's part of my warm up when I'm driving around in the morning. If I'm driving to and from work, usually I've got that playing in the background while I'm doing other stuff. And his YouTube channel actually goes by his names, but I think if you look up Morse Code Ninja, you'll find it. But his page specifically is his name, so it's Kurt Zogelman, and that's his actual page.
Yeah, and so just really good. So let's see. Let's go ahead and move on here, and we're almost done, guys. And then we'll just kind of wrap it up, and it looks like we might end up going an hour. Oh, this is my favorite, man. Check this guy out.
This dude was living it.
This guy has it dialed in. So he's just like going along in the vendor area, and then he's like, you know what? I'm kind of tired. This cart it's hard to drive around. So I'm just going to park right here in the middle of the walkway, take a little nap. He was literally right in the middle of everything. Oh, man. This is Chris from Buddy Pull. Great guy. Oh, no.
Oh, look at that.
Joe Eisenberg.
Joe Eisenberg.
On the right is Asha Farhan, BitX creator, and in the middle, of course, is Eric Guth for Z1UG.
Your host.
Right here, I gotta say it, man. This guy right here, Richard from MFJ, he was my favorite personality of all the vendors at Hamvention. He was my favorite. This guy he's fun. Yeah, he's very welcoming, friendly. Just the best vendor, I think. As far as his personality and who he is, he really. I mean, MFJ has a great employee there. He's just a good guy. So, yeah. Now here we go. Check this out. This was this was Saturday night after Hamvention. We all went to the Troll Bar. This was a YouTubers meetup. So we got down here in the bottom right, we have the dude Sean, and then right here down in the middle, sending the little signal there is Carlos. I'm right in the middle there with the Wyoming shirt. There's right behind me is Steve, temporarily offline. Some of the guys were outside. There's right to my left there is Hamburger 2.0. You can see Josh kind of back in there. Just everybody was there that I was hoping to see. So it was a good picture indeed. Yeah.
I understand that the place has officially closed down for the rest of the year due to the amount of alcohol that was drank there. They're now on vacation.
Yes, there was a lot of money spent there for sure.
Yeah. Can you tell it's a ham radio get together? There's no groupies. There's no girls.
You're so true.
You saying something, Charlie? You're muted. No audio. You were blocked.
Yeah.
Say again.
right there. So just what I was just reading this. Jason said he thought it was that he spent $2,500 on that night. So yeah, cool. All right, guys. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna take the next 10 minutes, and if you have any questions for us, we'll go ahead and answer them. Tom was the best. Yes, thank you for being here, Josh. Yes, he he was the best. So anything to add? Any questions that you have, Dan, or any from the chat room, or anything to add that you, Brian, that you had good memories about?
You know, I'm in processing. It was a good time. Like I'm looking forward to hopefully my schedule with work with the new job, and I happen to get lucky enough to have that weekend off and going back. Probably gonna be a game time decision like this year, but I'm looking forward to going back.
Yeah, cool. So Dennis says, what keys did you bring home? I just brought home that one, the one there at the Viberplex, that one that I said it looked like a Gemini. That's the only one. I asked Adam to make me a key instead of buying one there, give him an opportunity to sell more there. But also I want one with red paddles, and so he's going to make one for me, and then I'll send in the money for that. This is good news here. Kyle says we are booking that place next year. So the question is, how are we going to fit all 50 people that want to stay there, Kyle? Yeah. And did you buy something? Jesse said, did you buy something nice? Yes. Well, Brian bought something more nice than I did. But I also, what I had was I got that kit from Hound Summers, the QDX, so I can get on FT8. I'll be building that soon. And then Brian, he got that key, of course.
Yeah.
Yep. Harder indeed.
It was a good time, man. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Jody says next Hamvention, the YouTubers should all rent scooters and do a remote remake of an Italian Job car chase. Yeah, that would be good. You know,
I can imagine what that'll look like.
We were joking about that, and we were talking about how we should go through and video record all the people that were like stuck in the mud and all that, and interview each person. Say, you know, how did you get the tow package with this, and kind of all that. Yeah, Josh says the B&B was great. It sure was. It was a great time. You know, Josh, I have to say, one of the funniest things was that stream. I got an echo, guys. One of you guys is. There we go. That stream, Josh, where with the live stream that doesn't exist anymore. That was hilarious. If you missed it, you missed. It was on, and there was maybe 1,000 people who watched it, and then he took it down because it was like what? When did you start the stream? Like at 1 a.m, and everybody had a little bit. It was so funny. How far in advance should you make your reservations for lodging? That question, I don't know. That's probably a Kyle. I mean, probably at least 6 months, I would say, if not more, depending on the hotel. What do you think, Brian?
I reserved my hotel, I think, in October of last year for Hamvention. So that's about when I pulled the trigger on it. And I had no problem getting the hotel, the one that I had options at the time.
Yeah,
and the location I picked was because of proximity to certain things.
Yeah, yeah. And then Carlos says the OG frat house crew gets first right of refusal. Yeah. Yeah. Red bought his 7151 to take to the summit. No, I didn't buy that, dude. That Adam would though. Adam would do that. The tow package. That's right. The tow package.
Dan would carry that up the hill.
Yes. Mike K8MRD says, I need my bed at the house for when Jason leaves me again. This is an inside joke. So, all right, I'll tell it. I think so. Basically, we were at the bar, and then we decided to leave, and Mike came with Jason, and Jason wasn't there when we decided to leave. So we took him home. I mean, he went with Josh back to B&B, and the whole night it was Jason left me, and then you'd say, hey, let's pull out our stuff and show what we got at the Hamvention. Well, I would, but Jason left me. I mean, it was like he could nonstop. Jason left me. So anyway, you had to be there, right? All right. MRD says was dancing the table with a lampshade on his head. Yep, that might have happened. All right, guys. I think the only thing I have left to say is that I didn't expect to have as much fun as I did, and Brian being there, and then the B&B were probably my two favorite things. I mean, yeah, the Hamvention was fun. It was very interesting. It was just so much to see, but it's the people for me. You know, that's why we were talking about. I was talking to the guys about Hamvention and Huntsville. Those are smaller venues, but they say you still have just as much fun with the people. You know, so
yeah.
So that's kind of my takeaway. Is it's just a great social event. Carlos says, "You all need to stop." I'm laughing here, and yeah, ribs still hurting from before.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun running around with you, Charlie. Too. It was nice having a partner to run around with there, because the first time I went, I was just sort of doing my own thing, but it was still a good time. But it was definitely a good time having the someone to goof with.
Yeah, me too. So let's see. There was a good question in here. Oh yeah, right here. K8DRT. By the way, it was nice meeting him. What's your feelings about the major manufacturers having any great new releases? So I'm just going to be real honest here. I came away from Hamvention realizing how little I know about a lot of radios and about a lot of the ham radio community. I'm so niched in with Summits on the Air that I'd go to a vendor and I'd be like, I don't know if this is new or not. I don't know if this is a release or not. I'm really kind of ashamed that I'm that way. So I've made a commitment to do my research a little bit more and to kind of broaden my knowledge of what's out there. So I will say that the reason I say that is because I was on a stream with Larry, Ham Radio Live, and he asked me the question about what about the releases, and I'm like, there wasn't anything new released. And then of course there was new releases. There was a bunch of HTs released, and there was an amplifier that was released by Icom, for example. But I didn't notice any difference because I'm in the niches, but I need to broaden. So I'd say maybe I'll just reiterate what a few of the other YouTubers said, which is, and I think Josh was one of them, and a few others mentioned that there were some releases, but nothing earth-shattering. And it's interesting that we don't now have. It's not like it used to be where releases were always at the Hamvention, and now it's kind of like they just kind of release wherever. It's just kind of maybe a shift that's happening, maybe not, but I don't think we were all that impressed with what was there this time. What do you think, Brian?
Yeah, that was one of the things that the comments that most people had is there wasn't a lot being released, and I'm sure there's a lot of reasons for why that wasn't happening. Nobody really knew for sure if this was going to be the year or if the next variant was going to come out and wipe the whole thing out again. So I think the manufacturers kind of held back a little bit and were just releasing stuff as it popped up because they didn't know when they were going to be able to have the big public reveal. Icom had the amplifier and then the concept radio for the microwave bands that they're not selling yet, but you got to see it and look at it, which looks pretty neat. They got the I can't think of the model, the FT5 or whatever it is, the Yaesu Fusion handheld, the newest one. There was some cool stuff. The hex beam from Buddy Pole, that was neat to check out. I mean, that looks it looks like it'd be a good time. Probably a little on the fragile side if you're in an area where you have to worry about the weather. I wouldn't leave it up outside all the time, but there's a lot of neat stuff there. It was cool checking it out and getting to talk to everybody. No, to my being a Kenwood guy, Kenwood did not have a presence at all, which was disappointing. But again, I'm guessing it's for the same reasons. They seem to be throttled back a little bit right now, and hopefully they're not pulling out of the market completely because I really do like my TS890, and I hope they come out with a replacement for the V71A, which is the mobiles that actually Dan and Charlie and I all have in our vehicles. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, no, I there wasn't a lot. There was stuff, but not tremendous amounts.
Yeah. So yeah, and yeah, Mike, that HT that I didn't even notice. I'm sure it was nice, but I didn't even notice it. It's on other things. Jody says Kenwood's not attending shows due to pandemic. Okay. Yeah, that might be true. I did notice earlier that Carlos said that Josh takes a great pride in his live streams, and people were just giving him a beating on that live stream the other night, and it is true. I kind of feel bad about it too. But anyway, let's wrap it up, guys. It's been over an hour, or just hitting an hour. So thank you, Dan. Any closing comments from you? Oop, you're muted.
Muted, buddy.
I was just a little disappointed. I thought this year would be the year that Elecraft and Yaesu would finally release, new QRP kinds of rigs that were updated and at the top of their class. But maybe next year. I'm hoping, anyways.
I don't think Yaesu could have. I mean, I'm sure they probably thought about taking the 818 and calling it the 819. Which is kind of what they did with the 817.
Just scribble it out.
Somebody probably was like, "No, that's a bad plan." I'm sure it kind of looked like a Dilbert comic, But anyway, that's my little jab at Yaesu.
Is that your final thought, Brian?
That's my jab at Yaesu right there. The 817 and the 818.
Anything else?
I know.
Okay, Brian. Anything else?
No, I think I'm good, Charlie. I think I said plenty over the weekend, and there's plenty of B-roll out there for me to ride the coattails of. So we're good.
Okay, great. Well, okay, guys, we're gonna wrap it up. Again, a reminder: this weekend, starting on Friday, we have the YouTubers Ham Fest. It's online. We're gonna have a big old long playlist. We play half of Friday, all of Saturday from early morning until evening, and then all day on Sunday. So don't forget that. And then, of course, I'm going to have interviews. I think I have 8 to 10 interviews of different people, portable ops related, that I'll have on my show coming up too. So I'm going to say 73 to you guys. Thanks for watching and joining us. We'll catch you on the next one. Bye-bye.
73.